What's up everybody, Hoang Zero here, and today I have for you a guest interview with the 2021 Digimon World Champion, Chung Man Chan. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Chung Man Chan. I'm from Canada, Vancouver, and I'm the 2021 World Championship champion.
Thank you for the introduction. And so now my first question for you is, how does it feel to be the first ever Digimon TCG World Champion?
So first off, I'm very happy that I can be the best player in the world, and it means a lot to me because Digimon is my childhood nostalgia, and I love Digimon when I was a kid. I watch it every day, I rewatch, and yeah, War Greymon is my favorite. But it kind of not good in current meta. Blue is still a good thing. Yeah, I'm glad and proud. I've imagined this day, but I didn't expect I can really make this, so happy about it.
And so you said you watched a lot of Digimon when you were growing up. What is your favorite season of Digimon, for everyone wondering?
My favorite season is season 1. I like Tai and War Greymon, and so touching when War Greymon like killing the Machine Dramon. And yeah, that scene is very cool, and yeah.
Okay. And so it sounds like you have a very long history with Digimon. So my follow-up question now is, what was it like on the journey to become the world champion, right? Because I'm sure you've put in a lot of time and effort and practice into, honing your craftsmanship.
Yeah, I'm a Hong Konger. I first played Digimon was in Hong Kong because I still in Hong Kong, not yet going to NA. And first start is in April of 2020. My first deck was my red Omnimon deck with 4 BT1 Metal Greymon and 4 Gravity Crush. Yeah, max gaining 20 memory in a turn, and I like that very much. And yeah, at that moment, I go literally 7 days per week. Go to local tournaments and in different stores, and I practiced it very hard. And the game stores are really concentrated in a small area, and the players are very competitive and good. So I really like the environment there. And DGC, a very popular Digimon TCG community in Hong Kong, they gave me the title Shatin White Yellow Flash by my 3 weeks highest undefeated winning record. My highest is 13 undefeated with my Shine Greymon deck in BD2 format. So yeah, a little explanation here is Shine and Flash, the words, they share the same Cantonese translation. So yeah, I like this title, and it's meaningful for me. And I kept doing pretty well in the formats, and the moments of having fun in this game with my friends are really enjoyable. And then last year I went to Canada, so I started to play English version, and I only brought 2 Japanese cards with me. One is the Shine Greymon alternative art, and another is the silver foiled Metal Greymon. I remember it is in English version, it is in the official tournament pack 2. I'm not sure, but yeah, which is my first prize card. I used Shine Greymon to win this prize card, so yeah, it means a lot for me. And then I'm pretty new to this place, and not being familiar with my locals, so I can only play it online. It becomes the way to keep my improvement, and then I gradually fit in the community and try to play in different events. And when I saw there will be a world championship, I was so excited and hoping someday I can become the world champion. And yeah, then I won regionals, I won the nationals, and I won the worlds, crossing BT5 to BT7. And yeah, this is my journey.
So overall, your journey sounded like a lot of effort, a lot of work, and you put a lot of time and love into mastering your skill set. And so I wanted to ask, because I'm sure a lot of people are curious, what are the keys to success for performing well at all these different type of events?
Okay, first off, I think deck choice and deck building is very, very important. They're based on your analysis and prediction of the meta decks, play style, and some special cards that may be seen, and is like the comprehensive understanding of the format. And I do a lot of work here to make sure like I predict how many decks specifically I'm afraid of, and how do I wanna build my deck to like strengthening my power against them. And yeah, for gameplay, I just tried my best to understand the matchup and set up a game plan. But in this situation, I need to be flexible in between passive and aggressive, because I need a risk when I need to take the risk. And one thing I also do is I'll try memorizing my opponent's cards that are shown, and using the specific number to predict their the deck list, so I can get a better risk management. Like do I need to swing this time to take the risk, or can I survive next turn? Or yeah, it helps me to set up my game plan or strategy earlier better.
So those tips for success, I think, apply to any and all players, and I think it'll be very valuable for newer players coming into the card game to understand how to implement those tips into their own gameplay. But speaking of those tips themselves, especially when it comes to deck building, on screen for everyone watching, you all can see the deck list that Chung Man used to win the 2021 World Championship. How did you come up with this deck list?
I'm choosing blue as the color because I wanted to win worlds with the same color that won me the Nats. It's kind of meaningful to me, and when I was building it, I wanted to build a deck with the highest consistency. And at that moment, I figured out most people are playing popular hybrid decks, and the spread was very balanced. And with the ban list released, no mega Digimon fusion, making blue not a big threat to security. And I thought the Magna and Koji system is too situational and slow, and they're not a build I want. So I was thinking how to slow down my opponent and take advantage, and making the gap larger to secure my win condition. And it come up the duo Madoki and Siako. They're the best combination I want, and I was able to make my deck unique to others, and I can choke better and slow down the opponent. And along with the Bokoman, I can accelerate myself to set my lethal earlier, and forcing my opponent to answer my board states. And also with the freezing mechanism, the deck becomes very, very all-rounded. And the choice of putting one Azulamon for level 6 or higher, it gives me very high consistency away from bricking. Because we play World, we had no Mulligan or side deck, and I just want the highest consistency I can have, and use my gameplay to play more flexibly. And with the one Azulamon, I'll be able to give my opponent pressure if they don't see an Azulon in a game. So I can pretend I draw one Azulon in my hand and set up lethal, and they need to predict it is in my hand, and it can limit the play they want to make. And yeah, I love my deck, and but I'm still not maxing the rarity of it. I need to buy the max rarity to get. I love that.
So your approach to deck building is really, really interesting, right? And I think it's rather unique when it comes to Digimon players in general, but you did mention Sideboard and Mulligan, and I think everyone is dying to know, because that is a super hot topic at the current moment. What are your opinions on Sideboard and Mulligan?
So for these two, first, I think Mulligan should absolutely be installed in the official rules. I think all players hate breaking and straight up to lose, because if you don't catch up the pace, if you break, it'll be really tough to come back normally. But with the Mulligan, at least you can get a second chance to get a normal hand, and the current mode of Mulligan is actually interesting. Of course, if we get a bad hand, absolutely do the mulligan, but most of the time we'll start with a normal hand, and the decision is depending on the matchup. Do you want to take the risk to do a mulligan hoping a better hand? And I think it's also a variable to make the game more interesting, and I love to see it. And for the side deck, I have no stance for it. The reason is I think 50 spots in main deck is tight, but what makes it challenging is how do you make your main deck comprehensive and good against different matchups. And if you want to put some tech to counter specific matchups that you think will be the majority of decks, you need to sacrifice some spots in order to do that. But on the other hand, side deck also makes the game more interesting and fun, and it's also the extent of skills. So I think it's hard for me to choose whether I want it to be installed or not.
And so with all this conversation about, being a competitive player and how these rulings and whatnot affect you, are there any pieces of advice you would want to give to players that want to enter competitive Digimon?
Yeah, I do. I love this community, and in my opinion, most of the components of skills are fundamental. They're not very difficult. But the difficult thing is the integration of all the things of the game actually has no end. Everyone need to be very, very hard on combining all the things in your mind, and no matter your deck building, your gameplay, all the things, if you take a look on everything independently, they're not hard, but while they come together, you need to make decision. They're very, very hard and has no fixed answers. So yeah, I'm looking to climb higher and think more, be creative, be flexible. Don't be limited by some may set a game plan for the game, but you change the game plan when you need to. They will know your game plan. Your opponent, if he's enough good, they will know, and you may change that with your skill and your mind. Just be good, and competitive players, very good.
And so now, my final question for this interview: what future events do you want to see coming out of Bandai?
So we have our 2021 championship finished. Ultimate Cup is released to be held, and we have Digivest, which are very hyped, and I wish I was in Texas or Miami. And I would like to see in the future that Bandai will host more large-scale in-person tournaments so we can have fun together. And we're in a hard time due to the pandemic, and just thanks Bandai for still hosting so many incredible events for us. And we enjoyed our hype in North America, Europe, Latin America, and Oceania. And I know in Asia, they don't have Evo Cup, Ultimate Cup, and World Championship. And I hope Bandai will host these events or more in the future. And I'm looking forward to see the day all the players are around the world are connected and hyped.
With all that being said, once again, thank you so much to Chung Man for coming on to this channel and doing this interview. Is there any last words or closing thoughts you want to say?
Right. So, yeah, firstly, shout out to Team Combo CA. Combo TCG Academy is the place I started my journey, and the founder, Steven Chan, always gives me support too. So, thank you, Combo. And shout out to DGC. I learned a lot when I was playing there, and they also keep supporting me even I'm already not there. And shout out to Hong Kong players, especially Taurus Chan and Jonghin. They gave me some advice when I was building my champion deck. And shout out to everyone have been testing with me and supporting me. And shout out to NA players, we're the best. And yeah, thanks for the big support. And finally, thanks Hoang for this incredible interview. And I really like your content, and your commentary is professional. And yeah, thanks.
All right, well, thank you once again, and I really do appreciate those words. And so with all that being said, thank you everyone so much for watching. This has once again been your 2021 Digimon World Champion. Take it easy, everyone.